Hey y'all, good morning. It is Saturday and I am a little bit late getting out into the garden. Wanted to get out early, but it's so dark in the morning and I ended up lagging in the bed a little bit too long. So I'm just getting my boots on here. I got my coffee. I've got quite a bit that I want to get done today. I'm going to start some seeds. I want to put some annuals in the ground. Want to do a little bit more weeding. Just a lot of stuff that I want to get done because we're going to be getting ready to go out of town in a couple of days. And I want to have as much of this stuff done as I possibly can. So this first task that I'm going to do, and I'm going to break it up into several videos because it's going to end up being way too long if I do one. So this first video, I'm going to go ahead and get started with some seeds. I need to get my herbs done in the herb tower. And then by then I'll have my husband out and ready to start helping me. And he's going to do a couple of projects in the greenhouse. He's going to put up some string lights and things like that. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. And let me get my bug spray on so I can get started. Everything over here is looking pretty good. We got those in the other day. By now you should have seen that video. Oh look, we've got a rosebud opening up. Nice. That's what we do it for. I still got to do a lot of trimming, but all in all, I think the garden's in a pretty good place right now before we head out of town. Be pretty easy for my neighbor to make sense out of what's going on over here when she comes over to just double check that the sprinklers aren't going crazy. So here's our herb tower, and I'm going to get this thing topped off with some soil and go ahead and get some new seeds started in it. Got a couple of weeds that we need to pull out of here, and of course a ton of weeds down at the bottom that need to get pulled out. We'll work on that as well. Let's get to it, guys. All right, y'all, I got a ton of seeds here. This is a stack of Dollar Tree stackable containers. And it works pretty good for my herbs. The pockets are just deep enough that they don't grow out of control. But I can fit quite a few things in here. So I do like to use this tower. I'm not in the mood to pull weeds yet, so I'll do that later. Might not even be in this particular video because I'm going to be doing quite a few projects today. I think I need to get my wagon so that I can remix all of this dirt and put fresh dirt in. Some leaves in here. I think I got 18 pockets. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 18 pockets, and then I have a terracotta pot on the top. So I get 19 plants going. And it is on drip, but I need to rework the drip because I put in a shutoff valve on this drip. And I don't know if I was tired when I did it, but I put 2 of the drip lines below the shutoff valve. So when I shut off the water to this thing, the bottom still is getting drenched with water because it's on the same line that my Peninsula is on, and I run this line for like 45 minutes. And the herbs just don't need that much water. So I'm going to rework all of this drip. I'm going to have to cut this line. Let me just grab a pruner so I can cut that line. I did this drip in a continuous loop so that the pressure wouldn't drop. But the problem with that is when you want to take it apart, you got to move everything. So I got a dripper here. Why is this dripper stuck? I wonder. Oh, that was the dripper that I ran to the verbenas. That was good. And I need to separate. Let's see, got one here. There is still one in here. So I'm going to just cut it here. Pull that line around out of my way. Just pull this line around. Still got some parsley growing down here that I never pulled out of the pot. And I may just be adding some additional pots down here of herbs. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Set that there. And I need to grab the wagon. I got this stack actually sitting on a steel post so it won't just topple over in the wind since it's kind of out here in the open. And it seems like it is quite happy here and it's fighting with me to take it off. So I'm not going to force it because I don't want to break the containers. So I'm going to just get this dirt out of here the best way I can. Snap that back down. And let's get the rest of this dirt. I think I'm going to need a chair. So my legs are not going to appreciate being in this position for too long. Let me grab it. The trusty chair stays over at the greenhouse. I don't want a wet butt, so let me just wipe some of that off. So I got stung by a bee the other day. It wasn't the bee's fault. I guess I can say that it was my fault, but it wasn't really anybody's fault. The bee was sitting on a bag of mulch, and I had finished working. I think that was the day that I did the entryway revitalization of the front entryway bed. And as I was cleaning up, I just grabbed the bag of mulch to put it away, and I didn't realize the bee was sitting on it. So I essentially grabbed the bee and squeezed him in the palm of my hand, and bees don't like that. Bees don't want to be squeezed. And so he stung me right in the palm of my hand. Not fun. Not fun at all. So if you ever have bags of mulch or dirt or anything out, shake the bag, make sure there's not a bee before you grab it, because if you squeeze them in the palm of your hand, they're going to sting you. Felt bad for the poor little thing. He didn't know what was going on.
Gonna take it slow. When I'm loving you. Gonna take it slow. When I'm loving you. Gonna take it slow. When I'm loving you. Gonna take it slow. When I'm loving you.
Now, I made my labels last night, and I'm not going to really put these in here with any kind of rhyme or reason, because I can spin this planter around. I'm just going to grab these things and drop them in. And I'm going to sew these really, really heavy, because I don't really grow them for the plants to reach full size. I come in and chop off chunks at a time. I need to take these gloves off though, because I can't seed with gloves on. Tie my hair up. I'll put the names of all of these on the screen at the end. I'll let you know what all I planted. But I'm really just doing like a handful here. I hate their packets. It's so hard to open, and then they rip. Somebody needs to tell Reimer Seeds that their adhesive doesn't work, or it works a little bit too good. We need to be able to open and close our packs of seeds, and this isn't it. I mean, it sticks like Gorilla Glue, and you can't open the seeds. Alright, so I think we're done with this part. Let me just go ahead and top off the dirt on here. And I'll pull a couple of these weeds. I'll see how far I can get before I get tired of doing it.
Naya
All right, I think that's about all the weeds I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna try to get this clerodendron back into the trellises. All right, y'all, so that's it for this video. I am gonna call it a wrap. Got these things all done. I cleaned up some of the weeds. It's never my goal to get all of them, but I'm gonna move on to something else now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.